guys, today I want to have a discussion on Instalove. This discussion does not come from a specific video anybody else has made. This is not a video response to something. This is not a rant about someone or anything like that. It is just something that I have noticed in, all the months and years that I've been on BookTube, and I feel like it's kind of a ongoing thing that I just wanted to talk about today. It's just kind of that I feel like many people represent Instalove in a way that I don't really agree with. I mean, there's actually two discussions to kind of have about this. There's one that I don't really want to talk about today, that is the way that I feel like, especially in, contemporary YA, we often maybe have someone tell someone that they love them, even though we as readers are like, this is way too soon, they can't possibly already be in love, where I feel like that might just be what the character really feels. So this is kind of their feelings, what they genuinely think love is. But that's not really what I want to talk about. Today I want to talk about more that I feel like many people take this term Instalove in such a broad way. I just feel like sometimes it can be really misleading, and it's kind of just sad sometimes. I mean, Instalove is something where just really quickly the main character, or also the love interest, is like, I love you, I would die for you, you're my everything, I don't ever want to live without you, which definitely we have in a lot of YA books. This is not something that I say is not true. Like, I absolutely agree, and I have always been pretty open about, I don't really care about Instalove. It's not something that bugs me too much, as long as I still feel a kind of physical attraction. I mean, this is kind of a good kind of segue to where I want to go, because I feel like many people can't really differentiate between Instalove and a physical attraction. I don't know why that is, but I feel like just sometimes people say something is Instalove when it's actually just a insta attraction. That is something completely different. Making out right away, maybe even like when just having talked to the person like 5 minutes, even having sex with a person maybe just after talking to them 5 minutes, is not Instalove. That is something that is completely different. If you still want to mention that in your review or your wrap-up because you find it important to mention it, it's good. But don't sell it as Instalove, because that's just not accurate. Instalove has nothing to do with a physical attraction, a sexual attraction, because I feel like seeing someone and being like right away, please kiss my face, or thinking that, not saying that aloud. I mean, you do you, but I wouldn't say that out loud right away. That's normal, that can happen. Obviously it doesn't happen to everybody, but I think we should just be very aware of what Instalove actually means and what is kind of a unrealistic situation. Having an instant attraction to someone is not something that is unrealistic. Having a makeout session with someone right away is not unrealistic. Having sex with someone is not unrealistic. These things happen in real life. Just don't call them Instalove. Even two people getting together really quickly is not necessarily Instalove to me. I mean, there is, I guess, just a really fine line there, and it's not easy to tell, but there's people that get together really quick. Is that necessarily Instalove? I personally don't think so, because they are not like, I want to love this person forever, I want to be with them together forever. It's just like, let's try and be together for a little while, and then maybe everything works out and we do like actually really truly love each other, but it might just not work out, and then we just had a good time. I just think that is definitely a fine line. I just don't want to be misled with these things, because if you tell me a book has Instalove, but what you mean is they make out like 5 minutes after meeting, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm fine with them making out after 5 minutes. But if you tell me there's Instalove in this book in like the first 50 pages, what I expect is for them to be like, I love you and you're my everything. If it's something where that's not what's actually happening, you're misleading me in a way, and you are making me not read the book because you mentioned something that is just not true. And I mean, there's really just some people that avoid Instalove like the plague, which that's fine, I get it. But if you don't really state what is actually happening in the relationship between these two characters and you just reduce it to the word Instalove, people are just gonna be gone and not ever wanted to think about this book again. And I just find that sad. I understand that it is hard to talk about a relationship in a book without spoiling it, and I feel like insta-love is just this kind of easy word that you can just throw out there to tell people what you mean, but sometimes it's just not true. I just think that we should be a little bit more clear. I just kind of feel like we have to distance ourselves just a little bit from this word insta-love, from this trope, because I feel like at this point people are throwing it around like it's in almost every book when it's just really not. As I said, I just kind of wish we would start differentiating more between just different developments in relationships. That's, I guess, kind of my point. I just kind of had the urge to talk about it because I like romance in books. I like people falling in love. I like physical attraction in books, and so I just kind of wanted to make people aware that sometimes two characters can really like each other in a really short time, and it doesn't necessarily have to be insta-love. I would definitely love to hear your opinions on it. Have you ever had anything where someone was like, this book has insta-love, and when you read it you were like, I thought that was fine? I mean, it's subjective as well. Insta-love could mean someone telling someone I love you after a year. For someone else it might be a month. I guess that is a whole nother topic we could discuss about, but I just kind of wanted to, mention like there's physical attraction that doesn't really have anything to do with love, and I just apparently have a lot of feelings about insta-love and just relationships in books. So thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll see you soon.